Hey guys, it's Sarah here from New England Junk Journals, and today is a bit of a different video. I want to give you guys kind of a state of the craft room address in honor of the 250th anniversary of our country. I'm going to do this in a state of the craft room format. So I'm actually just going to walk you guys around, show you a bit about what's going on and what some of my plans are, especially for this coming month and going forward. So since this is the first video in 3 weeks or so, if you could, I would ask you, if you see this video, could you please give it a like, hype it, share it, whatever you can, because the algorithm does not like it when people take breaks. So I have found that if I've been away from YouTube for a while and come back, it takes at least a week before people start seeing my videos. So whatever you could do, that would be great. I would really appreciate that. So I'm going to turn the camera around and give you guys a look at where my craft room is right now. And yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So as we walk in, you can see I have a lot of cluttered surfaces in here and a lot of things on the floor. I'm going to take you to the right for now. This is where I currently have my sewing machine. Let me back up to give you a better view. All right, I also have a basket of things right here that I just got in. My sister very nicely picked some of these up for me. $4.99, guys, for Fabri-Tac for the 4-ounce bottle. That is pretty darn good. So when I see those, I stock up. Hand sanitizer, baskets, yada yada. Anyway. I also recently did a whole bunch of coffee dyeing. So I've got a whole bunch of coffee dyed papers here and cardstock and time cards and little tags. Still haven't gotten put away yet. I don't have a good system here. This is where I keep most of my sewing things, like my threads. Actually, my threads, most of them are up here in this little container. But yeah, like wooden pieces, why are they even in there? I don't know. Here's more thread. And then some random sewing notions in there. Here's some satin fabric samples. I actually had 2 bins of fabrics underneath this table that I took out and went through, and then I went through all of my fabrics in the bonus room, and I eliminated 2 large totes worth of fabric. Those have been donated already. That was my weekend project this weekend. This unit right here is all of my authentic, like, antique vintage ephemera. So look, if I was to open here, I've got like a bunch of memoranda books, little diaries. Here is a bunch of canceled checks, stamps. I think those are some canasta pages there. I've got milk caps. This tiny little book from, like, let's see if it says 1828. A teeny tiny hymn book. Antique playing cards. Yeah, so this just has like a bunch of all of my little bits and bobs that I have been saving. This has all my little advertising cards and pieces, some little scrap. This I'm putting together sourcing for a particular project that I'm going to do in September. That is all like rickrack, seam binding, bias tape, trim, ribbon, that whole thing. Got some completed ephemera in this. Some little embellishments here. On here I've got my paper clips back here. All different kinds and little binder clips. Different ephemera pieces, my glues, and paper punches, corner rounders, glue. This here I got from Annie, and I've filled it with little labels from digital kits and brads and garment pins. The top one has all of my little ink dauber things. Bunch of inks in that little wheelie. This is my metal thing. It holds like rulers and scissors and pencils. Bunch of different tools. Usually my bone folders are in there, brayer, you know, all that stuff. A random thing of trim. I have more inks from Annie, some great stuff over there. I've got embossing powders that I got from a live sale from Angela. And then in here I have like my cutters and envelope punch boards, things like that. Bookshelf with all kinds of stuff. The first row is mainly antique and vintage children's books of different sorts. I've got some of my book house books up there, a bunch of school books, childcraft. Yeah, it's just mostly like vintage children's learning books. Second shelf is playing cards all the way in the corner there with Angela's Traveling Crafter sticker. That unit has pretty much like playing cards. Next to it is stickers and embellishments, sticky embellishments. And then next to that is like flashcards, game cards, and also in those two boxes are pretty much all those sorts of things. Shelf number 3 has papers mostly. I've got one of these filled with plain papers of different kinds. And then I have specialty papers that includes like tracing paper, onion skin paper, glassine, any of those kind of specialty papers. And then I have a whole container full of lined papers, notebooks. One of them has grid paper and like ledger, not like antique ledger, but like vintage columnar paper ledger. And then filing folders, a whole bunch of filing folders. My last two are like my big books that I can pull from. They're like dictionaries and encyclopedias, stamp albums, catalogs, things like that. And then also it's just a bunch of old books to pull from on that next to the last shelf. Here I have journals that I've made or purchased. Up on top, there are buttons. Two cans of buttons, a tin of button cards. One of the bottom one is all coffee dyed paper. I can't remember what's in the second one, but it's probably more papers. Then I have the second shelf down. I've got some vintage Beatrix Potter books. The little mini ones are in this here, along with just some postcards, like fun postcards. They're not vintage. And then if I move over, here is a container full of vintage letters, vintage letters and envelopes. Cut out people in color. I have a separate one for black and white. The bottom shoebox is photos. Then I have stationery, baby ephemera, a half-finished project that I need to finish. Flashcards, like vocab cards and math flashcards, rook cards, old bingo lotto cards. This blue one right here is full of like note paper, stationery, like little tablets that are all decorated. You know, like the ones that you get, they're just like little memo sheets, memo pads that are decorative. My binding stuff is all in here. It's got like my awl and my needles and my threads. Random scrapbook paper in either 8x6 or 6x6 sizes. And then I've got some project boxes with different projects down here. In this unit, I have a couple of masterboards that I haven't dared to cut up yet. Some large photos. This is all linens. This is all linens, napkins, handkerchiefs, embroidered linen, some embroidered linens here, along with all those hanging up are also like linens, mostly with embroidery, but some just like pretty crochet. Let's see. These are all greeting cards, both vintage and newer greeting cards. Some really, really large placemat tablets. Random stuff. And these are bins of old paper, vintage paper. There are a lot of things I've pulled out of books that are in the bonus room that I want to use, but I don't want to trek between the bonus room and here every time I want some paper. So I just gave myself a variety of papers. They are not organized. They started out organized, but they are not currently organized. It's just a bunch of them. That box down there has all of my jewelry and beads and all that kind of stuff. Jewelry making type things. This has a bunch of digitals in it. It's just a file box full of mostly digitals. These are things I have to do a thrift haul video with. Fun stuff. Fun stuff there that I have to do a video. That is a package that has to go out to a friend who I have not invoiced yet because I lost track of it, but I have found it, and so that's going to go out soon. This is all of the little golden books that are finally bound together, have their little goodie packs. They're like half stuffed, which is pretty much how I'm going to leave them. So I need to do a video on that. Random stuff, right? There's tulle in here. There's linens. There's coffee dyed handkerchiefs, coffee dyed seam binding, random brocade fabric, all of my cloth ribbon. There's a bunch of little flowers up there that I got but decided that they were two-dimensional, like too thick and dimensional to use inside a journal. And I'll never use that many on book covers. So I still need to decide how I'm going to get rid of that. In the closet lives, again, all of my linens. Well, the ones that I'm hanging up, but they're things like this beautiful crocheted linen, this gorgeous thing, a bunch of pieces with embroidery. Let's see. That one, that's really cute. Just lots of linens of different kinds. And I thought that this was, oh, I love this one. This is one of my favorites. Look how precious those deer are. With this sweet blue trim. There's more on this side. So yeah, these are some large pieces hung up. There's some ribbons and ruffles in here. There's some ribbon I got, lace, like synthetic lace that I got when I first started crafting, and it's still in here. Underneath this pile, there's some drawer liner, pretty scented drawer liner, and just ribbons. Paper, scrapbook paper, lots of scrapbook paper here, and then just containers of scrapbook paper, stacks of scrapbook paper. That's a bunch of trim. Okay, this is all in this container. This is all trim samples that I had gotten inside trim sample books. And I took them all apart, took the trim out, put them in there, and they're waiting to be used. Here's another project box with some scrapbook paper. That has a bunch of National Geographic plates in it. They're mostly like really, really gorgeous full color plates of like from the 50s and 60s. Yeah, they're really nice. This is really long, and it's got all my 6x6 paper pads in it. Wallpaper books, of course. Gotta have wallpaper books. And then moving around here, I got some pretty tins. All those are buttons, again, in jars on the top shelf. I need to get rid of buttons. Then I have my washi tapes. I have this right here is full of glue sticks and like little tiny glue tubes. I have receipt rolls, some number stamps, a wax seal stuff. Thank you, Annie. I've been having fun with that lately. I think this blue container has pieces cut out of greeting cards. Dymo tape, some handmade ephemera in this box right here. Another fabric sample book. Underneath it, this clear container right here is full of boho stuff. Beautiful. I got a ton of boho stuff from Annie. Also got some great boho stuff from, I'm going to edit her name in. I know it. I'm just having an ADHD moment. Here's some different cute, pretty lacy trims and fabrics in these two project boxes. These are all like these old ledgers and some dividers from file folder dividers in the back. So I coffee dyed a whole bunch of them, and then I have a whole bunch that are still like white undyed. Drink coasters, gesso, matte medium, all kinds of sprays and inks, and these little stickles. Guys, I'm gonna get rid of half of those. I don't use them. Here's all my wooden blocks, stamps, silicone stamps. This scrapbook box here is full of wrapping paper. Under that is all my mixed media stuff. So like different paints and things like that go with like painting and mixed media. This white box is full of scrap fabric that needs to be organized and either used or tossed. I have like a little spinny thing that I'm not using. Here's a cinch that I got probably 5 years ago and I haven't used yet. And don't yell at me, Carrie. I know you've showed so many times how to use the cinch. I just gotta commit to making one. I have I have a little Whitman book, like half finished with the pages that I want to use the cinch for, and I just got to do it. Embossing folders and dies, I should say. My little bags, like this whole container and this is all just like baggies and sacks and things. Here is my Gemini die cutting machine. This purple thing has all the plates and things in it that go with it. That's just fabric, guys. This is just a box of the most gorgeous fabrics. They're pretty much all like linens in here, and I was using these to make my quilt. The quilt that I haven't touched in probably 2 months. This has a bunch of fabrics. These are all my like reproduction feed sack type fabrics in here. I actually have some pieces off of that quilt. These are like half, not even half, like quarter pieces that were on the edge of the grandma's flower garden. They're so cute though. Definitely want to use those. I kept like all the ratty like edging. I'm so sorry for my camera work. It sucks. This is a box of stuff. Let me zoom out. That I plan on doing a giveaway with. I've got so much to destash. I'm going to do some destash boxes and some giveaway boxes. So stay tuned for that. This, which I thought I was going to be able to sneak under this table now that those totes are gone. I'm actually planning on taking all that out, pushing my desk over a little bit, sliding this table up to the corner so I can more effectively use that space there. I'm going to replace that floor lamp. I'm just going to put this lamp on something pointed up at the ceiling. And then this floor lamp will probably get moved over here. Those two containers are all like cut pieces of wallpaper and wallpaper borders. Those two bins there, the bottom one is all plain cardstock scraps, and the top one is patterned cardstock scraps. And then this thing. This is where my projects go to die. I've got things I need to be working on, basically, in this rolling cart. And this is my scrap box right now. It's this blue plastic container, and it's exploded. So this needs to get sorted. I might do a video sorting that, because that's a wild one right there. That's my craft room. Let me just show you real quick the bonus room. If you thought this was bad, that is way worse. All right, guys, this is my bonus room. And I am not going to do a huge in-depth. I'm just going to point out a couple things here. Pretty much everything that's behind these dormers is like not craft stuff. Like this is also not craft stuff. That's an air conditioner. That's definitely not craft stuff. This is where my vintage sheets, all those, look at all those vintage sheets. They need to be cut up and done something with. These are all fabric sample books. All right, I've got too many of them, guys. I have too many. These over here are wallpaper books. Again, I have a lot. This is not all of them. I have probably about 10 more underneath the stairs of my basement. Shh, don't tell anybody. This is where I typically keep all of my stock for my like Etsy shop and the Maker's Market. Guys, this is not there anymore. I will tell you right now, I am going to be closing down my Etsy store. 6 months without moving anything, and I know it's also my fault. I haven't updated my inventory. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I am going to be selling on the Maker's Market. I did clear out a bunch of stuff from the Maker's Market so that I can soon add new inventory. So a lot of this stuff is going to come out, so I have room for new inventory. Here's where I keep all my boxes. Boxes, 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 boxes here. This whole thing is full of like box filler that I've been saving from Amazon. That's all wallpaper that's come out of wallpaper books that I am going to have to sort and dispose of because I just have too much. Okay, those are all our board games. I have set up makeshift bookshelves in here along with regular bookshelves of a lot of books. Too many books. This whole tub is full of children's books and like weekly readers and stuff from like the 80s and 90s. Got to get rid of it. All these boxes here, books that have come in and did not get sorted. Okay. Let's see, what else? What else? More fabric books, more wallpaper books. These are all packs of rag paper. These are all packs of rag paper waiting to go out. They're just sitting there. Stock is not moving. This whole bookshelf, children's readers, and like I have them separated. So I've got like grammar, like regular like Dick and Jane style readers on the top shelf, non Dick and Jane style, but they're also readers. I've got geography readers. I have English and grammar readers. I have, let's see. No, these are readers. Sorry, these are the reading readers. Those are arithmetic and specifically English. These are like the fun stories and poems. Guys, I got too many. This is not even it. Like I could fill more shelves. I've got like natural history books down here, atlases, books about birds, plants, nature. This is my bookshelf full of cookbooks. So this is all my cookbooks in one place, and cooking ephemera, things like that, booklets, lots of like Betty Crocker and Better Homes and Gardens and Good Housekeeping. Yeah, lots and lots and lots. Binders. That's all my ledger. Those are more fabric books. Those ones I think I'm going to get rid of because they're mostly like medium to heavier weight upholstery and nobody seems to want to craft with that. So those are probably going to get donated as well. Lots of stuff left over from my recent sales. Boxes and boxes, guys. And then book covers. All of these on the top here are book covers, including that little basket there. Bunch of Reader's Digest, gardening section, wildlife, nature guide section, birds specifically, needlework and sewing, those two shelves. My New England stuff is down in the corner. Lots of old, beautiful novels. Like antique books that I've taken apart are down here. This has yearbooks and day planners. This whole box is just book guts, like book blocks. More needlework stuff that has to be sorted. This is my fabric bins. This is my fabric bins, guys. So I still have this one right here. This, so these three. And this one that I'm pointing to over here. Those are all samples that I have available to put in my sample bundles. Guys, these are gorgeous, gorgeous. I don't know if the light's going to work with us because I only have one light in here. But these are all beautiful. I have pared these down to just the best of the best. So you've got gorgeous stuff here. ones with beautiful embroidery. Like, come on, how gorgeous is that? I've got Liberty's fabric samples. There's, yeah, even more embroidery. I love that. Lots of cottons, lots of linen fabrics in here. Lots of colors. Just a ton. So that's the colorful ones. These are like more of your foundation pieces in here. So your textures and your like background foundation pieces. This, oh my goodness, I won't be able to get it up. These are all in here because they're gorgeous fabrics, but they're offcuts and remnants. So they're irregularly shaped. We've got some William Morris prints, some Stroheim prints, some Braunschweig and Phil's, Pendler, lots of different stuff here. So that's all that. And I might have to pare that down more as the days go by. I have these, I have so much stuff, guys. I have to get rid of it. And that's kind of one of the main reasons why I'm making this video, just to show you like the absolute monolith mega monster that I've been fighting the last few weeks, and will probably continue to fight into the end of June. Mid-June is when I am done with my job at school. That's all wallpaper. That's all wallpaper that I've cut out and saved. That bin is all Christmas stuff right there. Let's see what else. Old books, guys. I have way too many old books. That's all my music books, foreign language books. Just pretty old stuff. And this shelf doesn't even know what it wants to be right now. It's just, I've got some like little decorative pieces up there. Vintage Band-Aid containers, that vintage Barbie radio, a vintage polydent tin, an old German block puzzle container. That's an Avon bottle. Look at her, isn't she pretty? So yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff up there. My patriotic stuff is up there as well. Long story short, I am going to spend, I know it's been like 3 weeks since I've posted anything, guys. I think I'm going to have a couple of thrifty videos come out, one a week for the next couple weeks. And I think I will do the flip through of those little golden books because it really needs to get done. But the rest of my time is going to be organizing this mess and sorting them into piles to keep, harvest, sell, donate, you know. So yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. And this is, I mean, I know I'm not the only one in this situation where you just love the hunt, the thrill of the hunt. Well, this is the aftermath of the thrill of the hunt. I've hunted all of these. I've killed them real good. And here are all my trophies. Not even organized. So yeah. Oh, I've got like some cool stuff coming. Guys, I've got more like Tim Holtz items. I have like some vintage brayers. Just look, there's more Tim Holtz stuff right there. Yeah, too much stuff. So wish me luck. Wish me luck. If there's anything that you saw today that you would like me to either bring to a live sale, that I'm going to try to do some live sales on the Maker's Market, a drop sale, or to put in my shop, let me know, because I'm more than happy to. I have These are all those beautiful Antique Life magazines. Oh, I did manage to find my Road to Oz book. That was the third one I was looking for, and it was stuck up here with the cover hidden away. So I wasn't able to find it. Oh, and these are the wallpaper books that I was talking about that are under my basement stairs. Yeah, I got some wallpaper, guys. That and these 3 boxes, these are still those antique magazine compendiums that I still have not taken apart. Some of them I think I will sell whole if you guys are interested. Got Country Life magazine. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. What's this one? Country Life in America. So pretty stuff. Oh, thank you guys for sticking around. So after all that is done, I'm hoping to be in a good place to start crafting more, making more videos. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs. Yeah, I'll be in the place because I have been doing behind the scenes stuff, but to get on camera more, that's my goal. Debbie, I believe she'll still be doing, she's been doing a Junk Journal July every year. So I do plan on participating in that. And I'm hoping that by July, I'll be able to film at least a little bit every single day. It's a big goal, but that's what I want to do for July. With that said, I really hope that you enjoyed seeing this terrible mess of a crafty space. I know Meredith's been doing a big cleanup too from Pop Vintage and Home. There are other people who have been cleaning up their space, and so I'm right there with you guys. I'm hopefully going to get this place clean, organized. Organized is really the part that I struggle with, so that I know where everything is and I can access it so that creativity can just naturally flow. It doesn't, and I don't have to go running around looking for stuff. So with that said, thank you guys for joining me. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.